Okay, so guys, welcome to our Monday night team call. I am so excited you are all on here. You guys know I look forward to these every single week. And tonight we have Cheyenne Weable, who is a diamond silver, right?
Yes.
I saw your last picture and I wanted to make sure that was accurate. Okay, so she is a diamond silver ambassador. So that means not only did she achieve diamond, which is the top rank, but she has been able to restart another position under herself. So she's basically earning double on herself, which is awesome that our company allows us to do this. So I asked her if she would be willing to come to share her story and her top tips, and she was so sweet to do it for us. So girl, if you just take it away.
That is so awesome. Thank you. And Kendall, like I said a while ago, thank you so much for just asking me. I'm totally honored that you would even reach out to me and ask me. So thank you very much. Okay, so my journey started in June of 2013. Celeste Quinn, she's our top earner in our company, had reached out to me. I had actually met her back in 2010 when my husband went on a mission trip with her to Vietnam. But she reached out and asked me to take Plexus to a mutual friend of ours that lived in Vietnam. And I said, okay, sure, what is it? Am I going to be stopped in customs? Like, what is this stuff? And she was like, oh no, it's just this little package of these drinks and a little bottle of pills, you're good. And I said, okay, I can do that. Well, then of course I wanted to know what it was. And so I started stalking Celeste's Facebook page, saw that she had lost weight, and I thought, I want to do that. And my husband had always said, there's not a magic pill, you're crazy, you know. Well, she looked amazing. She had always looked good, and now she looked amazing. So I was like, I'm in. At the time, y'all, I thought we were only about weight loss. I had no idea the gold that I had actually found in this company. So I started it. Within 3 days, I lost 3 pounds. I think I was a preferred customer. I wanted a discount. I don't even think I realized, though, at the time we were a network marketing company, or that I could even sell it. I was a kindergarten teacher. My brain just didn't work like that. Like, I wasn't looking for a new job. And so lost 3 pounds. I posted it on Facebook because I could not believe that something actually worked for me. And I had a friend that wanted to purchase it. So I messaged Celeste. I was like, hey, I'm so proud of myself. I was like, I have a new customer for you. And she said, oh, you should really think about signing up. And I was like, no thanks. We were told about another MLM at this point. You know, she starts telling me what it is. I'm like, we were told about this MLM last month, and it was $1,500 to start. I'm good. And she's like, Cheyenne, you're going to Vietnam for a month, right? And I said, yes. She goes, okay, you're going to need more products, and basically it's a cost of your products plus $34.95. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. So I signed up, and she said, I want you to post on Facebook. I said, I can do that. And so, y'all, my first 11 months were incredible. They were super fast, but I was still teaching. I ranked really quickly. So within 11 months, I hit diamond. And that was all fun and exciting. And it's a lot of fun to tell that part of my story. But I want to tell you the part that was harder for me, because I think more people can relate to the harder part than they can to the diamond in 11 months. So I hit diamond. It was at convention in 2014 in Dallas. And so a lot of my friends were there. My family was there, you know, because they had joined. And I hit diamond, and it was so much fun, and it was so exciting. And I remember going home, and after my husband heard Alec and Charles speak, he was completely sold. He was all in 100%. He starts posting on my team page, and I mean, it was incredible. But I had decided that was my last year teaching. And my husband, after convention, said, hey, by the way, I'm no longer going to work anymore either. He hated his sales job. He was in medical sales, hated it. Whereas I loved my job, he hated his. And so he said, I think I'm going to resign. And I said, okay, well, there's part of a little bit of fear set in. And then I got my new Lexus, where, you know, Plexus was giving me $1,000 a month for it. But I started this whole, what if something happens? What if? And y'all, I was at convention. I was one of the top 10 convention credit earners. And I don't tell you that because I'm like, woohoo, that's me. Obviously, that was my team. But I want you to know that we were in full momentum at that point. Hit diamond, one of the top 10 convention credit earners. But this fear right after convention started setting in. Had this car. We no longer had health insurance. We were going to have to join. We joined a Christian co-op. So that was new. That was fear. And y'all, I really let fear take over my life. And I started thinking, what if this all goes away tomorrow? What if? And by August that summer, we started going backwards in points. And then fear really set in. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is our only income at this point, you know? And so I'm thinking, I don't know how I got here. I don't know how to turn it around. So I just let fear rule me. So for the next August through September, or through December, it was every month I was just like, oh my goodness, you know, I was just stuck in this trap of going backwards and not knowing how to get out of it. So December came around and I lost diamond by 9 points. And I was so humiliated. I was so embarrassed. I couldn't reach out to my team. I couldn't ask for help because, you know, once you hit the top, you're not supposed to have struggles, right? And everything had been so easy in the beginning that I didn't know how to talk through these things. So I held it all in. I didn't even tell Celeste. I'm sure if she would have looked at her report, she could have seen it, you know, so she probably knew, but I didn't tell her. I talked about it with my husband, and then I reached out to Sarah Marble because I remember hearing her at convention and thinking she's a professional development guru, a personal development guru. So I was like, I need to know what I need to do because I didn't know at that point what I did to get to diamond. So I didn't know how to help people on my team. I didn't know how to help myself. So I reached out to her, and y'all, if you've never heard Sarah speak, you need to watch some of her videos, but speaking to her in person, she is just as kind in person as she is up on that stage or in her videos. But she just said, you know what? You're going to be okay. Here's what I want you to do. And she gave me books to read, and she gave me YouTube videos to watch and some things that she did. And so that's when I really started my personal development journey. So January came around. I ended up getting a personal coach. Leslie Zann started coaching me, and I got diamond back the next month. But then for the next 6 months, it was one of those, please, 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 please let me hit diamond this month. You know, I was learning so much about myself, and I was really pouring into me. But it was this up and down, and I would hit it, but I'd hit it barely, you know? And so by August, that next summer, I lost diamond again, and I think it was like 15 points. And that's when it clicked. Oh my goodness. Now I'm learning so much about myself and so much about this business and about these products, but I'm not pouring that out into my team. So for me, I really had to change the way that I had been leading, if that's what you wanted to call it, in the beginning. I think my mindset really was, this is my business, you have your business, and I didn't need somebody holding my hand, so I don't need to hold your hand, which was a really bad way to look at it. I just didn't know any differently. And so that's when it hit, though. I've got to change the leader that I am. I didn't want to be a leader, and I had to do a lot of positive affirmations on becoming a leader. But I started doing that, and that's when we started seeing our team. And not because of me, it was because I stepped up to a leadership role, but our team was amazing and leading anyways, you know, but it's kind of like, oh, I actually stepped up and did what I needed to do. But our team started moving forward again. And last April, we were back in momentum, and that was incredible. So those times that I wanted to give up and I was embarrassed and I was discouraged, it all paid off that April because I knew I had worked hard to get us back there, and I knew our team had worked hard to get us back there. So for me, I knew that I would be able to share that part of my journey when I could do it without crying, when I could drop the pride and just really talk about it. But for a long time, I didn't talk. No one knew, you know, except for the few people that I told. But now I know that it's so much better to share those hard times because, number one, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today had I not gone through those hard times. I wouldn't be the leader that I am today if I hadn't gone through those. And that's just where God really grew me in this business, but also let me know that, hey, I can open up about the hard times with my team or with other people, and they're going to love me through it. You know what I mean? Like, I think so many times we take those hard times and we bury them, and you know, that's what Satan wants us to do. He wants our pride built up where we can't share those hard times with people. Because I think he knows that once we share those hard times, people are going to build us up and encourage us instead of like in our head, we think that they're going to tear us down. So anyways, I like to share that part of my story now, even more than I like the first 11 months, because I think a lot of times in this business, there are ups and downs, just like in any other business that you're in. Anytime you're dealing with people, anytime you're in a company, you're going to have your ups and downs. So I think God just really showed me how to share that with people so they know they're not alone. And then also for me, that way I could become the leader that he had designed me to be. So that's a little bit about my story. Just on the product wise, ended up losing 20 pounds. I had energy for the first time and who knows how long. I thought I had energy, but once you feel good, y'all know, once you feel good and you have this energy, you're like, oh, I wasn't feeling good beforehand. My daughter had battled some, let me stay compliant, some really dark times and some anxiousness, I guess. I don't even know if I don't think I'm supposed to say that, but, and within 3 days of being on Slim, y'all, she was skipping through our house. And for me, that's when I knew, didn't matter if I made another dime with Plexus. That's when I knew our products were gold, and that it didn't matter, if I made money, if I didn't, Plexus was for us and our family. So, that for me was, product-wise, was within a few months of putting my daughter on Slim right after we had started, and knowing that, oh my gosh, we are not about weight loss. That could be a side benefit, but we have these amazing products that are truly changing people's lives. So do y'all have any questions about my story? I know that was kind of fast, but I want to honor your time too.
Well, do you have a top book you recommend? Because I know a lot of people do struggle with that. And I love that you shared that. Thank you. Because I know that's hard. Like, that's a hard part to admit. But I've recently discovered a love for the books and like pouring into me as well as pouring into my team and learning to be better for them. And so do you have a top book that you loved that really stood out to you?
Yes. Okay. So one of my favorite books is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Mm-hmm. Sonia Dudley and Helen McFadden, they did a book study on it. You might be able to find them on YouTube, their videos, but it was great. And it's what I needed, because I realized I was self-sabotaging a lot. I know the first time I heard the words affirmations, I was kind of like, okay, that's weird. But y'all, I kid you not, it has helped me so much, and really stopping to go and thinking, you know what, you're putting yourself down. And if I don't believe in myself, I guarantee you no one else is going to believe in me either. So that book, there was one chapter I wasn't crazy about. It was a little hokey for me, but the rest of that book was amazing, and really showed me that, hey, you're really down on yourself, and God designed you to be a leader, obviously, or he wouldn't have given you this, given me this role. So I needed to step it up and be the leader that he created me to be. But that book was amazing for me. Mm-hmm. Another one I love is Millionaire by Halftime. I love it because they have the questions at the end. You can walk through it. It's great for beginners, or I did it just about 8 months ago. So it was a good refresher for me. I love that book. It's by Presley Swaggerty. He was also my high school algebra teacher. So I, have a fondness for him anyways. He is my absolute favorite teacher in high school. So that's a great one too. But those two have been really good for me. So.
Do you see those other questions in the chat? Basically, they just want to know how you balanced. I mean, you obviously had momentum to go diamond in 11 months, and how you balanced that with work. And
I honestly, and I say I wasn't leading my team. I mean, I did. I got on my team page and I did things. I just didn't know how to lead, and I didn't really want to lead. So if somebody else wanted to lead, I was all for that. But so in saying that, I was doing things that I needed to do. I just probably wasn't doing them necessarily correctly. But literally, I would get up first thing in the morning and I would post on Facebook. I mean, even if I was running late, I would make sure that I had time to post on Facebook, and my husband would make fun of me. Now he doesn't. He's very thankful now, but he would laugh. He's like, "You're going to be late, but you're posting on Facebook." So I did that. I literally worked every nook and cranny that I could. There were times during, the work day that I would have meetings during my conference. So I couldn't work then, but it was on my lunch. I had my phone with me, at lunch. I had my phone with me on my conference time, after school. It is, and you had asked for later for some tips, and that's one thing that I did learn. I was on my phone all the time at night. And so something that I would do differently now is I would make those business hours and say, okay, Cheyenne, you're going to have your phone from 9 to 9:30, and that's it after the kids go to bed or whatever. But I worked just any nook and cranny that I could. So what I try to tell people now is, get buffer, to post for you. While you're putting on your makeup in the morning, listen to a YouTube video, turn it upside down so you can't hear or you can't see it, but listen to it, or, listen to that audio book while you're getting ready, or while you're while you're driving. Anytime that you can, pour into yourself during the day, whether it's 5 minutes here and there or 15 minutes at a time, whatever it is, really try to make sure you have that time to pour into yourself, but be creative with it. Do it while you're putting on your makeup. You're putting on your makeup anyway. So, listen to something while you're doing that. I use voice messaging a lot. My kids laugh at me. They're like, Mom, that's, old people do that. I'm like, hey, I don't care. It saves me time. I can be driving down the street and I can voice message somebody. I can knock out a voice message, in 1 minute versus sitting here trying to think of what to say and making sure it sounds like me. So, I've really tried to figure out ways that I can make it easier, reaching out to somebody, hey, I would love to share Plexus with you, and this is why, just quickly, but it's a voice message. They hear my voice, they hear the excitement. And so I just think anytime you can make it easier on yourself, do it. But that's how I've tried to balance it. Now it's easier because I'm home, but what I found is a lot of things, I always thought, when I quit my job, it's going to be so easy because I'm going to do everything during the day. Well, my friends still work. So I'm still working at night. So that's when those voice messages come in handy. And, if somebody messages you at 11:30 at night, they're probably still going to want Plexus at 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's okay to put your phone away and not jump every time, somebody messages you. It's okay. They're going to be there the next morning as well. So, that's kind of how I balanced it. I had to make business hours. I had to tell myself, hey, you're only going to work 1 to 2 nights a week. You're only going to do away events maybe twice a month, that type of thing, because it can be overwhelming. I'm not going to sleep with my phone right beside my bed with a ringer on. So anytime somebody messages me, I jump and I answer that message. But setting business hours for me has been a really good way to balance my children and my work. I try to be present, especially with my girls. My oldest is 20. She lives on her own now. So when she's home, I definitely want to be focused on her. And then same with our 15-year-old. I saw how fast the 20-year-old grew up. So I want to make sure that I'm present for Macy in her last 4 years of high school. So,
yeah. Well, that's also setting those business hours, because if you go all in, you're going to get burnt out. And so it's kind of like that. You're all in for a week and then you're out for 2, and then in for a week and out for 2, and because you got to recover. So,
exactly.
So I love that. Well, we will let you get into your tips so that you can go back to your night.
No, you're great. So I've kind of said some of them, but I think building belief in yourself, that's probably my number one tip. It's something I did not have. I did not believe in myself as a leader at all. And so I think when you don't believe in yourself, whether it's in the products, that you're using, whether it's in being a leader, whatever the case may be, if you think poorly of yourself, people are going to pick up on that. You have to believe in yourself. And that's whether you're a Plexus ambassador or not. God put you on this earth and designed you to be the person that you are. So you have to build that belief in yourself. I think when you build that belief in yourself, you have more confidence, and that draws people to you. So I think that's probably my number one, build belief in yourself. But then also take that a step further, build it in this company, build it in Plexus, research Alec and Tarl, find out all about them. I guarantee you, if you don't know them and you haven't had a conversation with them, if you start finding out who they are, you're going to want to be a part of this company even more so. The integrity that they have, the vision that they have for us is incredible. Build belief in the products, be a product of the product, take these products, research ingredients as you can. Now, I'm not saying if you're brand new to go out and research all of them, and you have to know everything about them, but know a little bit, to get you started. Find one product that you want to research an ingredient on and do that. And then you can also watch testimonies, and hopefully all of the Diamond documentaries will be out again soon. Look at our comp plan, build belief in network marketing. Compare our comp plan to other comp plans. It's pretty amazing. So that's my number one. And then the business hours, definitely. But then be coachable, be coachable. And if Kendall says, hey, I see that you are amazing with this, can I help you tweak it just a little bit? Or can I show you this? Don't take it personally. She wants you to be the best version of you that you can be. And so listen to her. Get on three-way calls with your new ambassadors, with your potentials. Let her help guide you in some of this. I think that's so important. And then just make sure that you are completely 100% in, and that you're doing daily activity every day, income producing. And so when I started, I think I'd already hit Diamond, and people were talking about income producing activity. And I remember, they would say IPA. And I was like, I don't know what IPA is, but I'm at the top of the company, so I can't ask. So just in case somebody doesn't know, it's income producing activities. And then once I found out it was income producing activities, I was like, well, how do you know what income producing activities are? So basically reaching out to people, following up with people, personal development, all of those things should be done every day. And you hear a lot of people say, oh, do 5-3-1. You have to be reaching out to 5 new people every day. You have to, follow up with 3 people every day. That is fabulous if that works for you. But if that is overwhelming for you, reach out to 1 new person a day. 1 new person a day, every day during the week, that's 7 new people. That's 28 new people in a month, right? No, that could be 31 new people in a month, because I'm not good with math. 31 new people in a month. But y'all, that's better than being overwhelmed and shutting down and not doing anything. So yes, if you can reach out to 5 new people every single day, go for it. If you can reach out to 10 new people every day, that's fabulous. But if it comes down to it and you're overwhelmed with that, reach out to that 1 person, 1 new person every single day, and you will see your business grow eventually. And make sure you're following up. Don't forget to follow up with people, because I'm telling you, the fortune is in the follow-up. Just recently, our team started an action stack plan, and it was, it's not mine. I would love to say it is, but it's wishing people a happy birthday. It's friending new people on Facebook and really searching for those friends that you haven't seen in forever and you haven't talked to, or maybe it's an acquaintance that you met at a party or whatever. And then it's reaching out to people and it's following up. And y'all, I've had more people tell me that they are truly interested with my following up than anything else. And it's people that I kind of forgot about. I had to sit down and make a list and really go back through my messages and think, because I always think, oh, I got it up here, I'll remember. And then something happens and you forget. So make sure you're following up. Keep track of it and truly follow up. But this month has been incredible because I've been making sure I'm in action daily. So whatever that looks like for you, make sure you're doing that. And then the personal development, spend 15 to 30 minutes a day pouring into yourself so that you can pour into your team.
Yeah, we've been using that as well. And sorry, I'm losing my voice. My kids were all sick last week and they're giving it to me.
Oh no.
The more I sound like a toad. So just y'all forgive me. Yeah, we've actually been using that, and that daily action stack sheet. I don't know who created it either, but it's magical. Yeah, they're amazing, but you have to do it. Just having it isn't going to do anything for you. And I think a lot of people, they see the they'll reach out to 5 new people. And like you say, they just get overwhelmed and it paralyzes them. I know even I do that. And I'm like, 5 people, I don't have time. My kids are going crazy, school, and so then you don't do anything. But even just one is going to keep moving your business forward, which is what we want. So, so I do have one more question. Just, do you have anything that your team has done that just helps to drive that momentum and duplication? And I know duplication is like the hardest part for people to do. We can go out and get 50 people, but then getting them to know what to do to in turn get people. So is there something that's worked really well for you as far as duplication, or a system you guys have?
In the beginning, obviously I was not duplicatable at all because I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know that we have an actual, like, here's our system. But I know when we do, and we haven't been doing it in the past couple months. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to call it a system because I haven't been great about it here lately. But when we make sure that we are training new ambassadors and we have different people doing those trainings within our teams, that's when I see the most growth. And it was, y'all know, this year started out really weird and awful, and and so it's just getting back on track. And I know that sounds crazy being in the middle of April, but that's truly how I feel. Like, we're just getting back into the groove of things. But that's been huge, just getting with some of my top leaders on my team and saying, okay, hey, every other week, we're going to have a new ambassador training. Will you train? And so that's been great for us, because then we're able to share those duplicatable, practices with our teams. But I think the best thing that we've probably done is when we meet one-on-one with that new ambassador, and we get them first we're meeting one-on-one, and then we get them on that 3-way call with either a sideline or an upline that's going to really pour into them and going to give that third-party validation of what you're saying. It's huge. Celeste just did it with one of my new ambassadors this month, and it's the first person in a long time that said, I want this business. And, because, you get wholesale ambassadors too, which is fabulous. We need both. But it was like, oh my goodness, it's amazing having that third-party validation. So I think that's been probably one of the best things, because now she got to hear, she gets to hear not only from me, but from Celeste. And she now knows that Celeste is reachable and she can talk to Celeste if needed. And then, so when she gets somebody, the great thing is, I was telling her, I was like, hey, how we did that 3-way call with you? Hey, we can do it with one of your people that's a potential. You don't have to know everything. I can explain it. And now she's learning as I'm teaching. And that's probably been one of the best things too.
Yeah. And we do a lot of 3-way chats, more so than 3-way calls. Yes. But I think it's so often people are just so scared. They don't know how to start them. And so I always try to let people know, as soon as you even have a potential and you have shared your story, that is a chance to put them in a 3-way chat. And we can acknowledge the fact, like, hey girl, I know this is totally weird, but this is my friend. It's done so much for her. I just wanted her to be able to share her story with you.
Yes.
We don't have to say, this is my upline, this is my sponsor.
No,
we don't want to do that.
No, we just want it to be casual. And there is a weird way to do it, but I think there's a very normal way to do it too. Oh my goodness, I think you would love, Kendall's testimony. I want you to hear it. And, there you go. And,
one of our girls, Jara, I think she's on here, but she said it perfectly the other day. She's like, you're just introducing a friend to a friend. That's it. There's no pressure. It's just a friend to a friend so they can meet and hear each other's stories, Right.
Well, think of it this way. Like, if you were going on vacation out of the country and you knew, like, so Kendall, if you had a friend that was going to Vietnam and they were going, I have no idea what to do, I don't know where to stay, you could say, hey, you know what, my friend Cheyenne, she goes, and I'm going to get you in contact with them. You wouldn't think anything of that. I think sometimes we put too much in our head thinking that they're going to think it's weird because we make money off of products that we sell. But we would do it any other time. It's a different mindset, I think, of thinking, I'm not looking at this person as a dollar sign. I'm looking at my friend because, you know what? This might help them get healthy. This might help their daughter with their dark moods or whatever the case may be. I think we overdo it so much in our own head but it's really, we would do it in any other scenario, you know? So.
Well, girl, thank you so much. It is 9 o'clock, so I want to let you guys escape back to your families. I know we're all like, I'm hiding in a closet, so, you know, I don't know where you are. This is my office, is my closet.
I love it.
Yes, but I appreciate it so much. There's so much. I love it. I'm going to listen back to this, and I'll send you the recording as well if you want it for your team. But we just appreciate you so much for getting on here and sharing with us. You're such
thank you so much. I appreciate you asking me.